Hey guitar players, what's up? This is Jen, and today we're gonna talk about something that everybody wants to know about. It's how to play faster. I don't think I ever get a question from students or online of like, hey Jen, I really want to play this song or this lick slower, right? It's all about playing fast, but we have to play slow and we have to incorporate certain techniques to be able to get there. So I'm going to talk to you about 3 of those. The first one is limiting your movement. So a lot of the times, if we're talking about playing chords, we play a chord and then let's say we're going to go to the G. We pick all of our fingers up and we do this, and then we're going to go to a D, into a C, and it's like that, right? And you go, well, how come I can't play that fast? Because you're going all over the place with your hand, like so. So what I want you to try to do really, really slowly is go from chord to chord, but just finger by finger without picking up your fingers all the way or completely off the fretboard, like so. So you see, if I'm going from A minor to G, I'm moving that first finger, second finger, then planting 3 and 4. Now I'm going to D, keep everything low and in control. And then I went back to C, think about that third finger moving, second finger, first finger. That's going to be really, really important, not only with chords, but also if you're doing riffs or scales. So the same thing, let's go to G minor pentatonic scale. If you're doing this, and I get that you're going to have to do this in the beginning to kind of get your bearings, you've got a long way to go from here to the fretboard, whereas if you keep everything in control, nice and close, you can build your speed that way. It's more efficient. Now, same goes for your strumming hand, especially when we're doing single note stuff. I see a lot of students going way out here. You lose a lot of accuracy and you lose a lot of time that way. So just without doing anything else, with your fretting hand, check out your strumming hand and see what is the smallest movement that you can make and still get a clean sound, and then speed it from there. Because this, again, you're going to lose time, where if I keep it nice and tight here, I can't do this and speak at the same time. You see, I can play it much faster. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is deciding where you're gonna go before you get there. So again, like with the planting, you've got to see it first and you have to give yourself enough time. I'm just descending here on a pentatonic to see where you want to go. So plant, see where you're going. 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8. So you see, I'm already in position with my fingers before I get there. Check out my pinky. It's ready to go. It doesn't come back here. It's not like that. It's already in position because I'm thinking ahead to the next note. That's pretty straightforward, right? Try to think ahead. That also applies to chords as well. If I'm here on this D chord, I'm going to start thinking about the C chord right after I get this. So here's my D, I'm thinking about the C, I'm thinking about the C. Okay, now I'm thinking about the G, I'm thinking about the G. And okay, now I'm thinking about the A minor, A minor, A minor, A minor. Instead of what usually happens is we're playing D. It's like, oh, it's time to change. Oh, by then we're already way late if we're playing with the song, right? So you've got to be thinking C chord. What does that C chord look like? Oh, okay, now I'm going to the G. Give yourself plenty of time instead of when it's time to change, you think about it because you'll always be late. The last thing, and I know you all love when I talk about this. I don't know why I had to sing it, but I did. This little thing right here, this metronome, that's the ticket. You know it. You know it. I know it. And you have to go slow enough. Hold on, Mr. Metronome. Just 1 second. Get back to you in a second. You have to go slow enough for your slowest transitions, okay? So that means isolating problem spots. So if you have, that's all good, but here, like, you realize from the third finger on on the fifth string going to the first finger on the fourth string, you always mess up. You've got to stop and isolate it and do something like this and work out the kinks and then add the metronome in and say just like that, and then add a little more to kind of round out the edges. Then take it from the top. So see what happens. You're like, okay, cool, I smoothed that out, great. Up, I screwed that up. Okay, we've got to isolate this one part. Over and over again. Now round out the edges. But what a lot of people do is they start from the beginning. When they make a mistake, even if they make a mistake, I made a mistake there, they start back here. And they go, up. You're like, no, that's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy, especially if you're just starting out and your fingers hurt or you have a limited amount of time, you know, you have a job, you have other activities, and you only have 10, 15 minutes to spend, every minute is really important for you to be efficient. So if you're rolling along and you go, man, I always make a mistake right here, isolate that with the metronome. That's the important thing. Isolate it with the metronome, then go back, then slowly move up your speed. So we are here at 60, and everything's rolling along. I'm thinking ahead, right? My movements are relatively good. Great. I did it. I feel confident. Tempo needs to go up, right? You don't just stay there for like 6 rounds. If you feel good about something, you've got to move on. You've got to push your fingers. If you don't feel good about something, you have to isolate and then put it together to feel good about it. So then tempo goes up. So on and so forth. Everything feels good. Okay. Up. Screw that up. Up. Okay. Let's isolate. Oh, okay. That's feeling better. Then continue on. So on and so forth. So it's really important to keep those things in mind. So you want to make sure that the actual movements or motions are efficient and stay very, very close to the fretboard and that are in control. I want to see control in the beginning, and that will build your speed. But if you approach it like this, it's always going to be choppy. It's never going to sound like the original or what you want, and you're not going to be able to build speed, or you're going to hit a wall. You'll be able to build speed for a certain tempo, and then you won't be able to go any faster. So I'd rather you just take your time way slower, but my fingers are in complete control. Think ahead, right? Think ahead of where you want to go, but to do that you have to go slow enough to where you can think ahead, and then make sure that you use that metronome and you keep pushing the tempos up, and as the tempos go up, new things will go wrong, and that's okay. You isolate those things that go wrong. It's like paving a road. You find those potholes, you find those things that are going wrong, take the time, pave that road nice and smooth, go on, see what else falls apart. So just remember, in building your speed, there are going to be problems and things that come up, but it's 100% okay. That's what you want. You want things to go wrong so you can fix them and make them stronger than they were before. So this, as always, is a Patreon supported video. I have wonderful patrons that have been with me now for, I think, almost close to 3 years, that have been keeping these videos going. So if you're interested in finding out how to support me and continuing to do these tips and tricks, tutorials, covers, originals, all this stuff that I do, please go to www.patreon.com/JenTrani and you can see all the ways that you can support. But practice slow, keep pushing, isolate, find your trouble spots, fix your trouble spots. It's magic. I love it. I know it's easier said than done, but I guarantee you, try to follow this plan and I think you will notice a lot more. It'll be a lot more rewarding, and you'll notice your playing changing fairly quickly if you get on it. So good luck, and I'll see you next time.